Tell me the truth. I want it. I know you was there. Tell me the truth. What's out now?
Stop it!
Oh.
Stop it! Stop it, both of you! Stop it! Stop it! Leave him alone!
Get out of here! Get out of here!
Die!
Little creep, I could have flattened him like a pancake. The thing is going wrong again.
It's all my fault.
What? Nothing is your fault.
Look, I'm sorry about that fight last night, Jeb. I really am.
Elena, there is nothing for you to be sorry about, okay? I am just falling apart here, piece by piece.
No, you're not. I mean, Jeb, you're the most together person I've ever met.
I'm together, all right, in case you haven't noticed. I seem to be leaving little pieces of me, you know, wherever I go out there.
No, Jeb.
No, Elena, haven't you noticed that I fall down every time there's some kind of trouble? I'll see you around.
Texas, starring Beverly McKinsey.
The World Oil Mr. Wheeler left behind is just as strong as the one he ran. Now it's your job to communicate this fact forcefully to our customer. Iris.
Brian, I want to talk to you.
Of course, I thought you were taking it easy on the yacht.
I was, but that young man, that John Blackwell, called me.
Right, the assistant DA?
Yes, the one who is supposed to be prosecuting Justin, but he isn't. Brian, they're actually going to let him go free after what he did.
You mean they're dropping the charges?
No, but he called to say that Stryker's demanding a bail hearing. Can you imagine? Blackwell says that Stryker may really be able to get Justin free on bail.
Iris.
I thought he was my friend. I thought he was civilized at the very least. Brian, why is Stryker doing this to me?
Iris, we've talked about this before.
Oh, it's Rena. She's putting him up to it. My feelings don't matter to her. Justice doesn't matter to her.
Now, we agreed to let justice take its course without interfering any further, right?
They're the ones who are interfering. Good Lord, Ryan. Is Texas such a barbarous place that their courts put murderers loose on the streets?
Now, look, the courts have rules. Besides, Stryker and Rena feel Justin's innocent, that's all.
But he's guilty, Ryan, guilty.
Maybe, we don't know. Come on, Stryker and Rena are still your friends.
Well, I don't understand. Why are you defending them?
I'm not. I'm just trying to make you see that you're not thinking things clearly, that's all.
I'm not thinking clearly. I beg your pardon. I seem to be the only one who is thinking clearly. I want justice. Everyone else seems to want some cockeyed brand of mercy. Well, I won't have it. And I do not appreciate your taking their side against me.
Iris, I'm trying to put things in some perspective for you, that's all.
I will not allow you to condescend to me.
Iris,
if I have to, I will go to court myself and stand there and see that justice is done. And that means no bail for Justin Marshall. Now, will you help me or won't you?
Hi, Jess.
The guard said that I had a lady visitor. This is a surprise.
I'm sorry. I would have been out here sooner, but I...
No, sis. I said I was surprised. You don't have to tell me where you've been. In fact, I'd just as soon the family didn't see me like this.
Oh, no, Justin. That's what I came to tell you. I stand behind you 100%. I know how it was. I understand exactly how you felt about Alex Wheeler, and I just wish that I could have been the one to...
Slow down, sis. I thank you for your solidarity. I have to disappoint you. I didn't do it.
You didn't? Oh, yeah, sure, I understand.
No, you don't. And you don't have to worry about anybody hearing you around here because nobody believes me anyway. The truth is, I didn't shoot Alex Wheeler. And there's something else. Something I needed to know, and I think you do too. I was wrong about Alex Wheeler. I judged him all wrong.
You know, you don't have to say that just because he's dead. He's still a...
He was a good man. Don, he was a better man than me. Listen to me. He respected our father. He was not out to get him, Dawn.
You expect me to accept that? I was there, Justin. I heard the shot. I found Daddy lying in his own blood.
I know, baby. I know you had it roughest of all of us. You had less time to be with him. His death hurt you the most. We have to face something, the both of us. It was Dad's pride, not Wheeler's contempt, that drove him over the edge. I found that out.
What have they done to you in here? Now you're blaming Daddy. I can't believe this.
I'm not blaming anyone. Don. How could I blame anyone? I sit here being blamed by almost everyone for something that I didn't do. It's not a question of blaming, not Dad, not Alex Wheeler. If anyone blamed me.
You.
If anyone failed Dad, I did. It wasn't Alex Wheeler's place to take the burden off Dad, to help him, to comfort him. That's what a man has sons for, Dawn. Dad's son wasn't around, was he? He was off somewhere in Europe racing cars, chasing around after some make-believe glory.
Oh, no, Justin. No, Daddy never said anything.
No, he didn't. He was too strong to ever accept any help from anybody. I was too weak. I was too weak to see that. Dawn, my share of the blame is more than enough to go around. It doesn't belong to Alex Wheeler.
Oh, no, Justin. It's all wrong. What you're saying, it's warped.
No, Dawn. Is it? You think about it.
I will. There are so many things I need to think about. But I can't think here. I've got to go away. By myself. I need some quiet. Someplace where I can hear that voice inside that Kate's always talking about. I don't even know if I have one. If I do, it's been awfully silent.
You going away?
Yeah. For a while. Till I can get a hold of my life again. That's what I really came to tell you, Justin. That doesn't mean that I'm deserting you.
No, baby, I know what it's like. To try to get away, try to find yourself. You do that. Try to find some meaning for yourself among all this rubble.
Will you be all right, Justin? You seem so...
No, baby, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Sooner or later, they'll find the truth out. The truth always does prevail, doesn't it?
Alex would be very disappointed in you, Ryan, if you didn't do everything you could to punish his murderer.
Iris, I've done some looking into Justin's case, and, well, it's pretty thin.
Oh, are you going to tell me that, too? The assistant DA tried to plead that, probably because he wasn't willing to work hard enough to make it stronger. Well, he came around. He charged Justin with first-degree murder.
And that may have been a big mistake.
Why am I even talking to you?
Because I have yours and Alex's best interests at heart, that's why.
All I hear you arguing for are the killer's interests.
I'm just trying to tell you what kind of legal case they have against Justin, that's all, and it's not much, Iris. Look, if ballistics can't link Justin's rifle to the crime, then they'll have no other choice but to set bail. I mean, they can't deny him due process just because you want them to.
They can, and they will because he's guilty.
As a matter of fact, unless they find new damaging evidence against him, they may have to dismiss the charges altogether.
Dismiss? No one told me that.
Now, no one knows for sure yet.
And yet you are so calm when you say it. How can that be, Ryan? The man murdered your uncle. I mean, you talk about their dismissing the charges as though it were no concern of yours.
I'm not trying to act as judge and jury, and I suggest you do the same.
I would never have believed this. Alex loved you. He thought the sun rose and set in his wonderful nephew. And I thought you loved him. Well, how wrong I was. How wrong poor Alex was. You have no loyalty at all. What is it, Ryan? Are you just so pleased to be the head of World Oil that you have forgotten what it cost you and me?
Iris, now I know you don't mean that.
No. I think it's even more venal than that. It's Jenny Marshall, isn't it?
What?
You are so infatuated with her that you'll do anything for her approval, even defending the man who killed your uncle.
Oh, come on, you know that's not true. I'm not defending
Don't
any...
talk to me. I don't want to hear
Iris,
it. You
please.
made your choice, and I don't care. Because I do not need you, Ryan. I will take my case to the DA's office. John Blackwell may be more interested in justice than Alex's suddenly successful young nephew.
She what? All right. Are you sure you didn't say anything to tip her off? No, I don't trust you, because I know how you like to shoot your big mouth off. You better believe it's your skin, right? You better believe it real good. Just don't let that broad pry anything out of you. Okay, I know you didn't. All I'm saying is be careful, okay? Yeah. That idiot. Why did I ever think he could bring off anything as complicated as this? That jerk couldn't even keep his tracks covered once he'd loused up the whole deal. Samantha!
Oh, hi, Clipper. Did you get that interview set up with the coach for Friday?
Oh, sure. No problem. Say, I just had the weirdest call from that guy, Billy Joe Wright.
Oh, that guy that used to work for you.
Well, for the club, yeah. But I know you know who I'm talking about because he said...
Well, I mean, it sounds fishy to me, too, just like it did to him, but he said you went by to see him and offered him a job at the station.
Was he calling for your advice?
No. I don't get what you're talking about. I mean, we're not close that way. No, he was calling because he didn't think you really meant it and wanted to know if I could tell him anything.
Were you?
Tell him what? I mean, I don't get it either. I mean, what good would that punk be around here? No, I just, you know, thought I'd ask and see what your angle is, because if there's something that I can help you on, I mean, something that I can steer you on the right track on about him, I'll be glad to tell you what I know.
What makes you think I wasn't just offering him a job?
Oh, I mean, come on. I mean, Samantha, that guy doesn't know how to throw his hat on the ground. Besides, I told you, the guy is an ex-con.
Sounds to me like you're trying to shoot him out of the saddle. But Clipper, I thought you two were such good friends.
That punk? Ha! No way. Samantha, I've got my pride.
Well, if you aren't good friends, then why did he come by the station to see you the night before Alex Wheeler was shot?
What is this, 20 questions? I mean, how should I know? The guy was drunk. You know, he came by wanting to pick some bone about me not giving him a raise the whole time he worked for me at the club. I mean, how do I know what's going through that punk's mind? He drinks too much, that's all. Look, I gotta get back to my desk and finish off some stuff. But if you take my advice, you'll forget about hiring him. I mean, the guy is incompetent.
Seems like I hit a nerve the size of West Texas. Thank you, Clipper Curtis.
Coffee maker? Yep.
Courtney, is Jeb gonna be all right? After last night, I mean.
Well, he wasn't, doing very well even before last night's episode, you know?
I know about his condition and everything, but... Well, was he hurt really badly?
Well, he's still functioning. But no, he is not all right. And I think you better just understand how serious this condition really is. You see, Elena, it's progressive. Every time he pushes against the limit shrinks a little more. And the problem with Jeb, and it's a big one, is that he will not take his condition seriously. And he keeps doing things to aggravate the problem, such as that fight with Billy Joe last night.
Which was my fault.
If Jeb doesn't get the operation that Kevin has recommended to him soon, he's going to reach a point where it's not even going to do him any good anymore. It could leave him permanently disabled, if not dead.
Oh, Courtney, don't talk like that.
No, Elena, because I think you better just see the situation as clearly as you possibly can, because I know why he's not getting this operation. And it's not because he's scared, and it's not because he's suicidal. It's because he is afraid of what you will do, or what will happen to you if he takes his eyes off of you.
Well, I didn't ask him to do that.
You didn't? Well, it doesn't make any difference. Because he has taken this commitment he's made to you seriously. Deadly seriously, and you know it. He wouldn't even go to the hospital last night because he promised Max that he would see you home safely to the ranch.
Why is everything always my fault?
I don't know, Elena.
Look, I don't want him to be hurt.
I know you don't. And it's all very well and good not to want it. But you're the one who's doing this to him, making him do this to himself. Now, what is it gonna be, Elena? Are you gonna kill him before you're willing to admit that?
done?
What? You haven't done anything, but you might gonna get me a little wet here. What's the matter, Elena? What are you crying about?
I'm crying. I'm crying because no one's ever done anything like this for me before.
What's that, drown?
No, come on, be serious. You're risking your life for me. It's your life, and nobody's ever cared that much for me.
Hey, come on.
Now, look, I'm not gonna go on letting you hurt yourself like this anymore.
Listen, I'm not hurting myself.
Yeah, you
any more
are.
than you're hurting
No,
yourself. Yes, Elena.
Look, it's gone on long enough, and it's not gonna go on anymore. You're sick, and you need help.
I'm sick. I admit that. But you think I need help more than you do?
Deb, you've already helped me. Now, look, I will stay on the ranch, and I promise I won't do anything stupid. And I'll work, and I'll practice, but you've got to go in and get that operation. I mean, then you can come back here and get well. Now will you?
Listen, I'm not real crazy about going under that knife.
Now, look, Courtney said you have to do it now with no delay. Now, will you?
She said that, huh?
Uh-huh.
All right. You're gonna stay out here at the ranch, huh?
Yes, I promise.
Promise me that you're gonna stay right here?
I promise.
All right. All right. I'll go in, and I'll get that operation. Because I'll tell you something. Falling down all the time is not my style. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of things that I want to do for you. And I can't do it for you. I can't stand on my own 2 feet.
You are going to be okay, Deb. You're going to be fine.
Yeah, sure I am. Just as soon as I get myself put back together.
Right center in, Terry.
Ryan, I've got it. I really think I've got it.
What?
The link between Clipper Curtis and Alex's murder. I found it.
What'd you find, huh?
I have proof that Curtis purchased a gun a few weeks before Alex was murdered. Don't you see, Ryan? It all fits. He's the one who set up Justin. He's the only one who could have.
Wait a minute. He bought a rifle?
Yeah.
But he was at the club when Alex was shot.
Very conspicuously so, don't you think?
You got a point. So you think what?
Oh, I don't think. I know. It all falls into place.
Well, tell me.
Well, you know Curtis's little sidekick, that guy that used to work for him?
Yeah, right. Billy Joe Wright.
That's the one. Well, he wasn't at the club working as per usual, and he should have been there, especially for an event like Alex's wedding.
Yeah, that makes sense. Go on.
Well, of course it does. Clipper was there, covering his act, while his little flunky did all the dirty work.
Yeah, I wouldn't put anything past Curtis, even this. And we all know he was at the very least on the edge of the plot to kill Zadie, and he sure was feeling very bitter towards Alex.
Ryan, come with me now. Curtis is at KVIK. We can confront him with all of this.
What do you mean, right now?
Well, yes. When I left Curtis, he was very off balance, and I don't want to give him a chance to work on his alibi.
Yeah, you're right. That is the time to move. Look, I'm supposed to be at Justin's bail hearing. No, this is more important, especially to Justin.
I don't care what you say. I think it's a disgrace that you're even having this hearing. Doesn't anyone care what Justin Marshall did? That he murdered the finest man in the whole world?
Mrs. Wheeler, I'm not having this hearing. The court is. I'm only an officer of the court. It's not my decision. Besides, that's what a court is for, to determine what the defendant did or didn't do.
I know what he did. He doesn't deserve bail.
Be that as it may, in certain cases, any defendant is entitled to bail, commensurate with the magnitude of the crime he's charged with.
Entitled.
I sympathize with you, Miss Wheeler, but the machinery of justice
Justice? There will be no justice if that man is set free to walk the streets. Now, you cannot let him go free.
And I'm trying to tell you, it's not my decision. There are very strict statutes requiring bail in most cases. Unless the court is satisfied that there's a very strong prima facie case and that the jury would be almost certain to convict based on our evidence, the court will have no choice but to set bail. Please, try to understand.
Oh, I understand, all right.
Good. Now, I think that we can reasonably expect that the bail will be high. At least...
What I understand is that Justin Marshall seems to be getting very special consideration from this court and its officers.
Please, Mrs. Wheeler.
Why do you suppose that is, Mr. Blackwell? Could it be due to the influence of Stryker Bellman? Are he and the judge old buddies, making buddy-buddy deals while my husband lies in his grave?
You're very overwrought, Mrs. Wheeler. But I suggest you not let the judge hear you talk like that.
Would the truth offend his ears?
You're simply wrong, Mrs. Wheeler. That's all I can say. Would you please excuse me? I have to prepare my notes. Mrs. Wheeler, I assure you that I will do everything in my power to see that justice is done. Try to be patient.
Iris, honey, I just had to tell you how bad I feel about this little strain in our friendship. But once you find out that Justin is innocent, once that's clear...
What is clear is that your old boyfriend is guilty of murder.
Hi, honey. Did you see Justin? How's he doing?
He's fine, I guess. Kind of strange.
Well, I expect he is feeling strange. Sitting there in that miserable lockup. Accused of doing something he didn't do. Oh, well, thank the Lord for that boy's strength. He's going to need every ounce of it.
At least he has some.
Feeling kind of low yourself, huh?
As usual. Oh, Grandma, this has gone on too long. It's not right. I need to feel differently somehow. I feel like I'll die if I don't.
Child.
I know what I need to do. It's just so hard.
What do you need to do, Dawn?
Well, I think what I really need is to get away from here. To get away from everything that I know so well. I need time by myself. Grandma, scary as it may be, I need time to grow up, I guess.
Maybe. Oh, I hate to see you go, honey. But maybe you do need some time on your own for a little while. Where will you be going? I've been thinking almost the same thing myself, but I didn't exactly want to mention it.
Have you really?
Yes, I have. You know, I know the signs when a person needs freedom more than they need love and support. But where will you go, honey?
Well, I called my aunt in New Orleans.
Oh, your Aunt Felicity. Your mother's sister. I haven't set eyes on her in years. How is she?
Well, she sounded fine. And she said that she'd help me find a place and that she was anxious to see me.
Oh, you won't be staying with her?
No. No, Grandma, that wouldn't help. I'd still be depending on somebody. The way I've always depended on you. And Max and Ricky and everybody. But she said she'd help me find an apartment in the French Quarter.
Goodness, are you ready for that?
I don't know. I don't know, but I've got to find out, don't I? It'll give me time to paint, and who knows, maybe I'll even sell something in the quarter. And it'll give me time to think. Maybe to grow up.
Don't grow up too soon, honey.
Oh, I won't, don't worry. That doesn't seem to be my problem. But I do know that my old life here is over. Now I just have to find the roots of a new one.
Honey, I think I know what you're thinking. And I'm pleased for you. But I'll be expecting you to come back here after you found those roots. I hope you realize that they're right here. Right on this place.
You are stubborn. You know that? You're just stubborn, that's all. You have the brains of a mule. You know what you have to do, and you're just not gonna do it.
You know, your grandmother told me that you have a head like a sledgehammer.
She did, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, you are stubborn, and I'm just tenacious.
Yeah, well, could be, Courtney, that I might be just as flexible as a...
Oh, sure. And it could be that the moon is made out of green cheese, too, huh?
No, you're wrong there, because I was up there the other night. I was having dinner up there. It's made out of Swiss cheese.
You know, I've had it. This is the last
Wait a
time.
minute,
Just
wait,
forget it.
just a second. Now, before you get yourself all worked up and fired up the way I like you, I just want to tell you something. This confused, flawed, weird heart of mine here belongs to you.
What? What do you mean belongs to
What?
me?
What do I mean? I'm saying that I'm going to give it to you. You can do whatever you want with it.
You mean you love Jeff?
Yeah.
That's great. You've really made me happy.
Good.
You don't know how happy you've made me. I'm gonna go tell Jenny. I'm sure she'll want to go with us. You won't regret it.
No.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Got a load of that, huh?
Thank you for bringing this ballistics report to my attention, Stryker. It's a mighty interesting document, just as you promised it would be. Now, the charge is first-degree murder, is it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, I trust your case is not too heavily dependent on this ballistics report, son.
Well, we do have other evidence.
I reckon. I mean, what the man says here is that there's no way on earth that he can match the bullet fragments from the victim's body with bullets fired from the defendant's rifle. Tell you the truth, son, I'm surprised you didn't see fit to volunteer this information to the court.
Your Honor, this report is only tentative. The fact is, ballistics didn't have adequate material to go on. The larger portion of the bullet was never recovered,
I
therefore...
can read, Mr. Blackwell. Now, the report further states that the pattern of lands and grooves found on the fatal bullet fragments are much sharper than those on test bullets fired from the defendant's rifle. I mean, doesn't that mean that the fatal shot had to have come from a newer rifle?
Well, it may seem that way, Your Honor,
Don't trifle with me, son. trying to present this court with a case that has enough holes in it to drain a Louisiana swamp. No bullet correlation, negative paraffin tests on the defendant's face and hands, no evidence placing the defendant in the Trent Insurance Building.
But the defendant was arrested within minutes.
I'm well aware that the defendant was placed in the World Building at the approximate time of the shooting, along with 100 other people.
Your Honor, would the court entertain a motion to dismiss charges against the defendant?
Your Honor, that would be disastrous. You can't allow it.
Can't, Mr. Blackwell?
Well, I mean, if we had that larger fragment, I'm sure we'd be...
If you want an exhumation order, ask for it. But in the meantime, while I think dismissal would be premature, I'm certainly not going to hold a man in jail on the evidence that you've showed me.
Your Honor, may I remind you that the man that was killed was Alexander Wheeler?
You don't need to remind me of that, Mr. Blackwell. He was a friend of mine. He was a good man. This city will miss him. But that doesn't make new law. All right, gentlemen, I think the court has reached a decision.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
What was all that whispering about?
The judge has decided to set bail, Mrs. Wheeler.
No, he can't. Isn't there any way you can stop it?
No, not now. I wish I could tell you differently, but our case just isn't strong enough yet. However, there is one way.
Do anything you have to, only do it quickly.
I thought you'd feel that way. I'm going to ask for an exhumation order. We have to match that larger fragment with Marshall's rifle. It can be matched, which I hope.
No, I couldn't allow that. No. Well, you don't sound very sure, even at that.
I'm not. But it's our best hope.
I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to think about this. But why weren't all the fragments recovered in the first place at the autopsy? Isn't that the normal procedure?
Oh, yes. I don't know why it wasn't done. You'd have to ask the medical examiner about that.
Oh, honey, you should ask Kevin. He performed the autopsy himself.
Rena.
I don't understand what all this means. I'll have to ask Mr. Wheeler's nephew what he thinks. It's very confusing. I don't want Alex disturbed. But I want even less for Justin to walk away from his murder a free man.
But I need your answer as soon as possible, Mrs. Wheeler.
You'll have it as soon as possible.
Can I leave now, Stryker?
No, not yet, but as soon as I arrange to have the bail set, then you can. I'll get that ball rolling right away.
Thank you, Stryker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, honey, I just can't wait to get you free.
Thanks.
Hey, I know what. Why don't we celebrate? Tonight, What do you say? It's been so long since I've had anything to celebrate about. I think I'm getting rusty.
No, not just yet. I have to get out from under this murder charge yet.
Oh, you. I mean, first it's Alex Wheeler, then it's this dumb murder charge. I mean, when am I ever going to get you between obsessions? I'm beginning to think that you really don't want to celebrate with me at all.
Rena, you know, there's nobody I like laughing with better than you. We'll celebrate. As soon as I'm cleared.
Good. It's a promise? I know you're a man of your word.
You just keep that fire burning. Right now, I've got to get over to KVIK, see if Sam has found out anything.
It's not here.
Wait a minute. Slow down now. Look, what's Clipper Curtis doing working here in the first place?
Guilty.
Don't tell me you hired him.
Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time. He applied for the job that Justin gave us.
After Alex had him fired, right? I mean, didn't you think he might be a bad risk?
He had natural talent and a big following from his Houston Oilers days. Okay, all right. Maybe I was a bit hasty. Maybe all he wanted to do was get close to Justin.
So we'd have a fall guy, huh?
I guess.
Hey, Curtis.
Hi, man.
Yeah, man, why don't you join us for a minute in Sam's office, all right?
Gee, I got a deadline here, and I really don't have
Forget the deadline.
Come on, just a private little talk for old time's sake, all right?
Gee, I didn't know you cared, man.
Oh, I care, man. I care very much, man. Get in there.
Remember this?
What's that?
Sales receipt for a .30-06 caliber sporting rifle purchased by one Clipper Curtis less than 2 weeks ago.
You want to tell us, Curtis? Is that the receipt for the rifle that shot my uncle?
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.
This part of Texas was brought to you by Head & Shoulders Shampoo in regular and conditioning formulas, so you can show off your hair, not the itch of dandruff.
Tomorrow morning on Today, don't miss the conclusion of Gene Shalit's talk with Paul Newman and Brian Gumbel's interview with Richard Pryor. Tomorrow night on The Powers of Matthew Starr, chefs dying and Matt is forced to steal life-saving drugs. Then an assassin terrorizes a steeplechase and the Night Rider becomes a Rough Rider. After that, don't miss Remington Steele. Will Remington expose Laura's undercover assignment? All tomorrow night on NBC.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas, the new generation. Texas, the new generation.
It says that Justin's rifle...
The rifle that killed Alex. Hey, man, you have got...